Good morning. It is Monday morning, 8 o'clock, where I am over on the uh, Pacific time here in California. We have changed our time, as you see. I am so glad that you are here today um, to see our community update. Um, our agenda today is we'll do a quick welcome and introduction, an ND community spotlight. I will make some announcements. We'll have time for a Q&A. We will let you know our upcoming events and then a closing. So first things first, I am AJ Locashio, the founder and executive director of Umbrella US. I am a white woman with black and gray hair, blue and black framed glasses, wearing a black t-shirt with a variety of pride flags on the front of it. Behind me is a large watercolor painting of two faces and a large leaf green plant sitting on square cubes full of books. Two stuffed animals, a bear and a hippo, sit atop the shelves as well. So let's get started. Our community spotlight today, we are going to be showcasing three amazing community members: Rowena Cage, Molly Hicks, and T. Jamaica Pogue. So let's talk about Rowena here for a minute. Rowena Cage um, is at queerarchy.com. At Queerarchy, they believe in the power of love, self love, and expression. Queerarchy strives for positivity in all aspects of life, from empowering individuals through thoughts, words, and actions to providing gender expression and identity resources for anyone who may need them. We know that many NDs experience and express gender differently than current neuronormative and heteronormative narratives dictate. And Rowena founded this company with one goal: to help people see their beauty and worth. Visit in person in Omaha, Nebraska, and online at queerarchy.com. Don't forget to get your book while you are there. Rowena wrote this fantastic book. And go to the website, check it out, see it. You have to see it. It is wonderful information for adults and children alike, and just the best friends that you will ever find in this little book. It's so good. So, moving on to our second spotlight is Molly Hicks. You can visit Molly at mollyhicks.com. Molly's a brand strategist for busy AF, neurodivergent, and queer entrepreneurs. Last weekend, Sarah, Jessica, and I actually sat down with Molly, and we wanted to work on our new branding. We're going to share that here shortly. Within 2 hours, everything was done. She really does like to make shit happen. That's her tagline. It's great. She's built a micro agency of NDs who work together to make sure the work you want and need done gets done in a way that works for your ND brain. They truly understand what it's like to be ND, a parent, a partner to NDs, an ND entrepreneur, plus a whole lot more. Visit Molly online at mollyhicks.com. And our third showcase today is T. Jamaica Pogue. She's the founder of the Neurospicy Bodega, where fashion and neurodiversity meet in a fusion of style and identity. The author of the Neurospicy Dictionary. Pre-orders are opening in November. And the host of Beyond Deconstructing Neurodivergence podcast, which is available now on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. On this podcast, T. Jamaica Pogue is on a journey to help reframe how we understand and treat autism. Her goal is to amplify voices of the hashtag actually autistic community and to foster a space where lived experiences shatter stereotypes and misconceptions. You can see her work at tjamaicapogue.com. Okay, here we go. Moving on. Three fabulous people today that we had to share. awesome. I love it. So, okay, announcements. So many fun announcements. Firstly, we met last week, and like we met in person. It was really great. We met last week and we went over applications. We've selected several new board members and we will be announcing them as they are onboarded. We do still have seats open for our board. And if you would like to, you can go to umbrellaus.org/board to apply today. And that's umbrella. I'm putting this in the comments here. umbrellaus.org/board. Okay. Um, so also we have rebranded. Check this out. This is so exciting. We want to share all of this with you. We want to share why. We want to share what's happening here. So we started with and will always be part of Umbrella Alliance. So here is what is happening. An alliance is formed when two or more entities join together for mutual benefit, right? We did that in true indie fashion. Angela Lloyd and I came together and we jumped right in. And we definitely were looking at the big picture of what was exciting, of what we wanted. And we decided to kind of back it up a little bit, right? We want to be sustainable. We want the alliance to be sustainable. So here is what we have done. We recognize that local initiatives are necessary in the US and in Australia. So in April, Ange came over to the States, and Jessica Johns and Ange and I, Jessica Johns is the co founder of Umbrella US. We spent a week discussing exactly how we wanted to work in our communities. We wanted to start locally and ensure that local communities were included, involved, and engaged in the initiatives because local needs are not the same everywhere, right? So in April 2023, Umbrella US became its own organization and received 501c3 status. Yay! In the States. We moved forward with ND23, focusing on historically marginalized communities and economic security. So Ange and I continue to meet regularly while she's building Umbrella Australia team, where they are currently working on bringing ND24 to life with a focus on education and volunteering. Once each of these local initiatives are built, we will, as Umbrella Alliance, continue to build the local organizations and support others wanting to join the alliance in their local regions as well. So, both of our organizations are happy to work with volunteers from all over the world on our respective initiatives based on which projects one prefers to participate in. I'll share more about those here in a bit. So now that you know kind of the history behind where we started, where we are now, how we are working locally as well as together, um, let's share the logo and why we are doing things the way we are doing. So Molly Hicks is a rock star, right? Um, we definitely wanted to stick with the colors that we already had for the alliance. We just wanted to pop them a little bit to really represent what we're currently feeling, which is a strong push for change. Traditionally, too much color is seen as childish, and sometimes not even allowed in professional settings. Like, you can't have your hair colored, you can't have tattoos, you can't wear really colorful clothing because it's distracting or whatever people like to say about that. Um, and the only people who seem to be allowed to really get away with color are the quirky creative types. And even then, only to a certain point, right? We want to move away from that narrative and, that narrative of either or. The Either you are a professional or you are a creative. Either you are a professional or you are fun loving. Either you are a professional or you are childish. Whatever, all of these different things that people like to say and put everything in the binary like they like to. So moving away from that, we want our branding, we want everything about us to really be about the yes and. Both can be true. We can be creative and professional at the same time. We can love color and we can hold our stuffies and we can play with our fidgets and all of those at the same time as being highly capable professionals. So our branding really represents that. Um, to us anyway. To us anyway, that's why we chose the way that we did it, and we wanted to really make those colors pop on there. We've also changed the font, as you can see here. We love the simplicity of Open Dyslexic and Verdana fonts. Verdana is an approved ADA compliant font and will be used as our main font in headings and paragraphs. We enjoy the heavier lines of Open Dyslexic for some of our, um, for our logo and for some of our bigger headlines and some of our social media. Um, it's not been proven as a helpful font specifically for dyslexic folks. However, it is something that we enjoy looking at, and it is still accessible for people to read. Some people compare this font to Comic Sans, which is often called, again, childish, non professional. And again, we want to push back against that. We want to invite the conversation of both and rather than either. So we can use this font and also be competent professionals in a sustainable and successful national nonprofit organization. Also, we have um, changed our tagline for the US from action and change to opening doors for neurodivergent belonging. Um, just bear with me here for just a minute. Think about this. It's really exciting. I like a good metaphor, I like analogies. So, as we were having this conversation, um, Sarah, Jessica, Molly, and myself, we were having this conversation and we were thinking about umbrellas, right? And how one might, it's exciting, one might open a door for somebody, right? And let's say it's raining outside and they don't have an umbrella and you do. You open your umbrella and you hold the umbrella over you and them and help them from the one door to the next open door for them to enter. Now, maybe they don't want an umbrella. Okay, they don't have to use the umbrella. What if they're like me and they're like really short? So you've got this tall person holding the umbrella and the rain's just coming down on me anyway because the umbrella is too high. What do you do then? You have to think about, you have to notice these things. So we kind of looked at that way of thinking and that way of being. It's natural for a lot of people to see that and to maybe share their umbrella, but we don't always think about that with neurodiversity and the workplace and school and healthcare, even our, all of the various community settings that we're in. We don't think of all of the different ways that we can help people, especially those who don't necessarily have visible needs. They may need to ask for them. So we want it to be normalized to think about the needs of other people and to ask what supports we can offer and to have those supports available and accessible to everybody. Um, so that's that. It's I know it might be silly to some people, but for me, it's really really exciting. And I just really appreciate the work that everybody has done on it to get us to this point. Take a breath, all right. So you can find us online at umbrellaus.org, and you will see as we begin rolling out these changes. This was just done. This literally was just done. So last week. So we are in the process of rolling out those changes on our website and across all of our sites. So you can find us at umbrellaus.org, and all of the information that I am getting ready to share, you will also find at umbrellaus.org. All right. So the ND23 project, this is our main initiative, right? This is where we are really, really focused on three areas. The first one being the self advocacy survival guide, the second being webinars and live events, and the third being the research partnership. When you go onto our website, you actually have the option to download our company profile. You click that, and within the company profile, there are links for each of these to give you more information on them. So, first, let's look at the Self Advocacy Survival Guide. In the Self Advocacy Survival Guide, we will be featuring personal narratives, practical strategies, inclusive perspectives, expert insights, practical application, community connection, resources, and references. And maybe more. So for this, what we really need is a group of people coming together as advisors, as writers, um, even folks who maybe want to get into the design aspect. And we actually have a policy and procedure in place for compensation for these, so that once this is done and the compensation starts rolling in, those who participated in this, those whose writings are featured in this, those who worked on design elements, those who worked on research will be compensated for this. This is not free work. Um, so we will have that published on our website as well for everybody to see. If you have questions on this, you can certainly let me know. And also, I will let you know how you can get in on this yourself. We are looking for folks who want to be advisors, folks who want to be writers, in some of these different areas that we will be talking about in the book. Intersectionality is going to be built into each advisory group, as it is a very important piece that we are focusing on throughout the entire book. Hi, Melissa. I am glad that you are here with us. So, yes, intersectionality is hugely important. We take historically marginalized um, communities very seriously because they do not they have additional barriers. As someone in the queer community, I have additional barriers to access to resources, especially with the way things are working right now, politically and medically. Um, so all of the different marginalized communities, we are talking about. Um, Hi, David. We are talking about our Black and Brown community members. We are talking about um, BIPOC, people of color, global majority. Um, we are talking about military veterans and spouses. We are talking about incarcerated individuals, formerly incarcerated individuals and their families. We are talking about elderly. We are talking about queer and transgender. These individuals um, are first priority, right? Because in taking care of marginalized community members, we are taking care of everybody. So that is something that is right up front and center. And we need as many people from the community as possible to come in and support us on this so that everybody is truly represented in the self advocacy survival guide. We are looking at things like discovery and diagnosis. We're looking at all of the different age groups, employment, education, healthcare, community social protections, um, community providers. We want to talk about things like going to the doctor, what that experience is like, and how you advocate, relationships, pregnancy, um, employment, all of the different aspects of employment. How about volunteering and other ways that we work other than being paid for the work that we do? Being a caretaker, all of these different things we want represented in this because they're all aspects of our lives where we have to self advocate and we have to learn how to do that. It's not something that just comes naturally. And we haven't been encouraged to do that so far. So this is where we are bringing in what the community said that they wanted in our listening sessions and saying, here's what we're going to do. We're going to provide this amazing resource. And it is a community built resource, not something that is just coming from a few people writing it. So that is the self advocacy survival guide. And next, the second part of this ND23 initiative is webinars and live events like this one. Every month, you get to see me come on here and do this community update as I get more and more comfortable coming on here and talking in person like this. But we also have other webinars and live events that we want people to attend, to be a guest or a panelist, or even propose their own. So maybe you have an idea of an event or a course or a webinar. We want to hear about that and see if we can help facilitate that because the more resources that the community has available, the better, right? And not everybody has access to be able to do these presentations um, or we all need support, right? We don't all want to be sitting back and doing all of these things together. So when you go onto our website, which is, I'm going to type this in here, umbrellaus.org umbrellaus.org / take action. When you go to that, you can click the apply to share your experience link and let us know that there is something that you have here. Of course, you can also message me. And thank you so much, Ashley. um, you can always message me and let me know as well, especially if you need any supports in filling out that form. We tried to make it quick and easy, but everybody needs supports in some way. So definitely let us know if that is there. Do not count yourself out because of a support need, please. We want to share your experience. We want your story to be seen and heard. So, one of our, other than this, a peek under the umbrella, one of our podcasts is The Work End with fabulous host Selena Gavin. And this is talking about reimagining work. It is all about community building, it's about exchanging knowledge, facilitating learning, and really, really, really talking about all of the different ways that we work because we work from the time we work, right? From the time we're born, but before we're even born, just to get to the point where we can be born, we are working. Um, and so the question is, what's the difference between work and a job? How do we make this thing that we do all day, every day in our lives, which is work? How do we make that something that is meaningful, purposeful? Um, what is this thing called meaningful engagement in the community? And how does that help us to experience economic security, which we all deserve and most of us do not have? That is what the work end is all about. And Selena is a fabulous, fabulous host. And our guests so far have been amazing and will continue to be amazing. And we would love to have you on there again. If you let us know and that share your experience, we will reach out to you and start getting um, that going so that you can come on and share your story as well, if that is something that you are interested in. We also have this is brand new, y'all. This is we are announcing this today. Jeannie B has joined us as a host for ND and NO, which is a neurodiversity podcast for self advocates and allies. Yay! So exciting. So, ND and NO is really talking about self advocacy and all those various aspects of life, those things that you heard me talking about for the self advocacy survival guide are present in ND and NO. And Jeannie is really a vibrant, fabulous person who has an amazing, amazing story. You can actually see her on the last episode of Work End. If you go to our YouTube, you can see that actually happened. When did that happen? That happened last Thursday. Last Thursday. And Jeannie was a guest panelist on there. She has now joined us as our host for ND and NO. So exciting. Okay. And the third piece of the ND23 initiative is our research partnership with Michelle. And this is really, really great. We are looking at people's stories. We are looking at expert advice. We are asking people to join in the community and talk about work experiences. Part of that work end that actually came out of this research partnership. In this partnership, we are very specifically looking at the strengths based approach and um, how pieces of it are missing. I'll share the link here for, I actually did a webinar on this not very long ago. There are pieces of the strengths based approach that were supposed to be there, right? Because this was a social work, um, community specific idea, the strengths based approach was. And it's been kind of turned into, well, in the workplace anyway, it's been kind of turned into this go take your strengths finder and great, you're good at this. So this is what you're going to do. We're never going to talk about it again. You're not going to get any support with that. And it's going to kind of put you into this one category. And we're going to say that you can expand from it, but in actuality, it says where you are and what you're doing. The strengths based approach actually was supposed to really have this intersectional lens, taking into consideration who you are as a person, what communities you are part of, all of the different intersections that you experience throughout your life, and putting all of those together to help you be the most successful that you can be in any of the things that you are doing. And so Michelle is really looking at and reevaluating, what does that assessment even look like? Um, is the assessment ND friendly? And the answer there is no. Um, and how can we make it not only ND friendly, but something that can actually be practical and utilized throughout the various ways that we work? Whether that's in a workplace getting paid or whether that's at home, working from home, if it's volunteering, if it's caretaking, parenting, self care, all of those different things that we do in our daily lives that, again, are work. Um, that is what this research is about. And Michelle is doing fabulous things. We meet once a week, and every week she has so many great things to share. And what she is doing is absolutely fabulous. So part of that is a Discord server. And if you go again, onto our company profile, when you go into the research piece, there is a link there for you to sign up for the Discord server. I will also go ahead and drop the link in here. Um, let's see, link to waitlist for Discord server. I'll put that in there. There we go. You can just jump on that and let us know so that we can get you added into the server so that you can actually be taking part in these conversations. We're going to limit that server to 150 people. Um, and because we want it to be active, but we don't want it to be so active that we can't keep up with it. Um, so if that is something that you are interested in, is getting in there, getting in on those conversations, um, answering questions, getting to see some of the questions and like legitimately participating in what this looks like. Um, I have to read this. Um, where I used to work, I was dropped into running Zoom sessions for customers and very much left to sink or swim. I'm familiar with having to get across pertinent information to those who may or may not have additional communications. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, yes, please share on here. All of these things that you say we take into consideration and are very important to us because, again, we are a community led organization. So um, we want all of it. We want comments. We want to hear what you are saying. Anyway, if you're wanting to participate in that server, get on that company profile, click the link for research, and do that. If that is difficult or you need supports in that or you cannot access it for some reason, please let me know and I will send you the link directly for that server waitlist. And we will be in contact soon as we are working on getting people into that server this week. Yay. Um, and okay, moving on to what is coming up. Um, coming up, we have you can find us, our calendar, by the way, is umbrellaus.org/events. And you can actually subscribe to that so that it will put it on there. Um, thanks, Ashley. Bye. We'll see you later. Um, again, umbrellaus.org/events. You can get on there and see what we are doing. We will be updating that this week as well. October 26th is the NDNNO with our new host, Jeannie B. So exciting. So that is one that happens in the afternoon. And it happens the fourth Thursday of the month. So we will have that coming up here in October. And then we will be taking a break in November and December because those fourth weeks of the month are busy for a lot of folks. And then we will be back in January. November 14th is the work end, redefining work for NDs. And then I wanted to showcase, I know we've already spotlighted a couple people, but I wanted to showcase these two. This is today's autistic moment. Philip King Lowe has 2 episodes coming up in November, and they are overlapping triggers and soothers in autistic relationships with guest Ashlyn Baker. And then on November 19th, positive therapy options for autistics with guest Sarah Dwan. Now, I love today's autistic moment. I love how real it is. And we just wanted to spotlight this because he does really great work in our community. And so much of this is also great for people for allistic folks, right? People who are not autistic. There's a lot of really wonderful information on there as well for other ND community members as well as allies. So I encourage you to check those out as well. And I'll make this little announcement. We are also, I'm just throwing this in there, so I don't have a slide or anything like that for it, but we also will be in February coming out with our 4th live which is going to be on um, communication, relationships, and intimacy. And that is going to feature yours truly. For those who do not know, I am a board certified clinical sexologist, and our national board chair, Sarah, is also going to join us. And the two of us are going to invite folks to come on and have some really great conversations about something that is important to so many of us, and that is communication, relationships, and intimacy. So we're going to have that coming up in the new year. Very exciting. All right. I am just not going to show that one because I didn't update that slide, but you can find us at umbrellaus.org. And you can, I'll put this in the comments as well. You can find us at umbrellaus.org. You can email at info@umbrellaus.org. Um, and you can definitely message me if you're here watching on LinkedIn. You can certainly send me a message there. Please, if you are watching on YouTube, even if you're watching on LinkedIn, hey, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get updates of all of the great things that we are doing. If you are interested in volunteering or working with us, please let me know. Again, you can always find all of that information on how to do that at our website, umbrellaus.org. I am just impressed at 36 minutes. That's great. I want to try to get this a community update in 30 minutes if I don't have any Q&As. So if I don't have anybody asking questions or doing Q&As, there's no reason for this not to be done in 30 minutes. As we grow and more of you ask questions, which you can submit beforehand, by the way, just let me know. As more of you ask questions and we put them on here, we will expand that to be longer, up to an hour. But I do like to keep it as short as I can. I know y'all are busy, so we want to respect your time. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time.